All right, so we are at the reopening night of the Flying Fish at the Boardwalk. And I don't know about the rest of these guys, but I am incredibly excited to try the new menu. And I will tell you, the place itself looks absolutely gorgeous. The redesign in here is breathtaking, and I'm hoping the redesign of the menu is equally as breathtaking, but we'll find out.
Oliver, what did you get? I went for the blood orange margarita, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Look at that nice blood orange dressing on the side. I think it's sugar on the rim. Yep, it is. I've got a nice sweet rim there, so let's go in and see how it tastes. That's really good. I was expecting it to be a little bit more tart because it does actually have some lime in there, and it's told me on the menu, but it's not. It's actually quite sweet and refreshing. So, wish there was a little bit more sugar on the rim, but apart from that, the drink itself is spot on. That is a very fancy looking drink you've got there, Ryno. What do you have?
It's the Peppadew Spiced Mango Margarita, which is Gran Centenero Plata Tequila. I probably said that terribly wrong, but mango puree with Peppadew and Thai chili with a fresh sweetened lime juice. This is $11. I would say this drink is $11 worth it. It's very balanced. You know, sometimes you get one of these that has like mango or fruit and it gets too sweet, but this is actually like spot on, and it's got that little bit of spice just at the very tail end of the sip. But I would absolutely recommend this drink.
Craig, you want to tell me about what did you get? This is the Maple Bacon Peach Manhattan. It is essentially a Manhattan, but added on with the flair of the bacon and the peach. And it might be one of my favorite cocktails that I've ever had on Disney property. It is absolutely divine. Just the blending of the flavors is perfect.
Corey, what do you have here?
This is their version of Florida water. It's a little darker than what I am used to, but it tastes great. No, it's the old-fashioned cocktail. What I love about this is that the Hangar Bar had the Disney Select Knob Creek, and now this is the second place on Disney property to have this. And I wish I could buy it in the store, but I can't. But this is a wonderful way to start your meal.
What appetizer did you like the most, Pete?
It's a really close race between the pork belly and the yellowfin tuna. That yellowfin tuna, you know what? I think just because it's seafood and I loved it so much, I have to give it to the yellowfin tuna. But the pork belly, Corey has coined the phrase meat butter, and that's exactly what it was. It melted in your mouth like nothing I have ever tried before.
Everything was just like delicate. Nothing had an overpowering taste to it. Just perfect.
Oh, it's going to be a tough decision. Pork belly. That is something that when I saw this menu, I knew I was going to have the pork belly. I'm used to crispy pork belly. This was like a nice long portion, and it wasn't crispy. It was so tender.
Craig, what did you like the most?
I have to go with the group majority and say the pork belly. It was phenomenal. It was out of this world.
What app did you like the best?
The Beast, surprisingly, because to start off with, it actually didn't have any of the sherry in there. It was served without sherry, and it was okay, but it wasn't outstanding. And then as soon as they added it in there, it was like the missing ingredient almost. It just like combined all these flavors together, and yeah, really, really impressed.
I actually really liked the shrimp a lot. Nobody's talked about that. I thought the breading on it was great. The spice was really good. I know Kathy liked it too. But I think that, the pork belly was really good. I don't know. I think maybe the shrimp was my favorite, to be honest with you.
What was your favorite entree, Pete?
Well, I will tell you that the Wagyu beef that we were just served is without a doubt the best steak I've ever tasted. Now, what bothers me about that was that 2 weeks ago, I had the last best steak I've ever tasted, and that was over at the Yachtsman. That was their Wagyu beef, and it's a different provenance, I think. In terms of the Wagyu they're serving over there, it's $125.
It comes with a certificate of authenticity and the hoof print of the cow it came from. And it was a delicious piece of meat. It was incredible, very tender. I will tell you that this piece of Wagyu, which was more than half as expensive, was even better. And even a dish as simple as the chicken. Beautifully cooked. Just everything on the plate works together. There's nothing on the plate is pointless. It all has to be tried together. Absolutely genius. I didn't do any of the seafood this time, so we'll leave that to other guys to talk about. But I will say from the bison, the Wagyu beef, and the chicken, they did an excellent job if you're not a seafood eater. But that Wagyu beef, hands down, that's your meal here. If you're not a seafood eater, you get the pork belly, or as we're calling it, meat butter, you get the Wagyu beef. Hands down. You will not be disappointed. You will thank me for that recommendation.
Is it impolite to lick the plate here?
I think so. I think it is. I think it's impolite to lick.
You know, like guard me.
No.
Everything is incredible. I mean, we pretty much had like a buffet here. Ordered every entree, and not a single plate left the table that still had food on it. I'm still eating.
It's tough. Obviously, the Wagyu, like everyone else said, was amazing. The bison was out of this world. The halibut was sensational. But the entree I was most excited about to start with, and I think I ended up liking the most, was the octopus that was served with the Chilean sea bass, as well as some pieces of shrimp. It was plated so beautifully, and it went down very beautifully as well too.
I liked it all. I liked the fact that we all shared the plates. The scallops, we didn't share the plates?
I hated that we had to share.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was the only thing I didn't like. I like my own plate.
I got to try octopus, which I would have never ordered on my own. That was very good. The scallops were they were cooked perfectly, and they were very delicate. Everything. I can't say a bad word about anything. It was all fantastic.
The bison shrimp loin was absolutely outstanding, which, when you consider we're in a seafood restaurant, is pretty impressive. I've never tasted flavors like that. That was absolutely crazy. I was so impressed.
I didn't make this pass either.
Yeah, I want to say it's my favorite dish that I tried, but honestly, that's so hard because I really enjoyed the lobster as well, the lobster pasta. Such a quality piece of meat in there. It was very good. And the black ink spaghetti that you get in there, the pasta, is so good. The flavors complement each other. It was very well put together. Very impressive.
I really liked the salmon. I try and get salmon wherever I go usually, and this salmon was plated on some kale as well as white lentils is what he said, and they do it a little al dente, so it's definitely a texture experience as well with that, and I really liked that. It was very fresh. It made it all feel very light. You know, I liked how it tasted, but I'm a big texture person, so I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I mean, this is a place where I thought, after I'd sampled everything, I was like, yeah, I've got to come back here and bring somebody back here to eat again. This peanut butter drink is amazing. This dessert, it's on the dessert menu. It was peanut butter freeze, something peanut butter freeze. It's literally just frozen peanut butter in a cup here. I know that it's got dark chocolate and peanut butter liqueurs in it, but it's real good.
This is that peanut butter cocktail you got, just with no alcohol. I asked them if they would make it for me with no alcohol, and they did, and oh my god. So I'm not going to get drunk on it, but I am going to go into a diabetic coma. This is item number 6 on my top 5 list of things at Disney World that will put you into a diabetic coma, but it is delicious.
Look at that piece of bacon right up in there.
Piece of bacon and peanut butter and chocolate. Frozen. Oh, this is beyond delicious.
What aperitif did you choose, Craig?
I believe it's called Santa's Surprise. I don't remember the name. It's coffee with bourbon in it, and I'm a fan of bourbon, so.
What do you think of your aperitif? What'd you get?
This was the espresso martini.
Oh, that's
served cold. It's very good.
This looks like you're having a
I was explaining this to Craig earlier on. It's strange. It's the harshness of the martini and the harshness of the coffee almost cancel each other out. So it's incredibly smooth. I like it an awful lot. I can see how it would be hard to stop at just one.
How was your dessert?
Loved it.
What'd you have?
I had the tuna. If I could have one suggestion, I think they should add the tuna to the dessert menu too. I enjoy watching everybody else enjoy their desserts, but I enjoyed even more not sharing my dessert with anybody else. So the tuna was my favorite.
He enjoyed it.
Well, I had him box up the scraps.
I'm actually gonna throw everyone for a curve. I love the cheese plate. Everything was working about that. I don't know, after the meal that we had, the sweets, they worked with me. I did enjoy the, what was it called? The Parma cotta or something. They put in a fun name for it, but the cheese plate, that worked. It worked very well. I enjoyed it.
Okay, Kathy, what was your favorite dessert?
My favorite was the chocolate. I think that was the Under the Sea, but I liked it all. I didn't have any of the cheese, but everything else was just so good. And you have to make sure you take the sauce that's underneath with the chocolate. Everything works together. It just enhances the flavor. It's all awesome.
You know, I've got to agree with Craig. I actually really, really enjoyed the selection of cheeses. They seem to complement my espresso martini. Something from the actual sweet side of things, though, I've completely forgot the name. It's the Floridian. What was the name of it? There, it had the key lime dome in there.
Floridian Reef.
The Floridian Reef. There we go. Thank you, Ryno. And it was just this dome of just like the key lime filling, except it was the best key lime filling you would ever taste. And the presentation of it, it was artwork. It really was. So everything tasted as good as it looked. I was outstandingly impressed.
You know what? That's a good point. This guy's an artist.
Yeah.
This chef is an artist. This was art. This food was art, and it tasted great. It wasn't pretentious. It was thoughtful. Outstanding. Worth every penny.
I think that I enjoyed the, like Oliver said, the Floridian Reef or Florida Reef, the dome. It's like an orange dome, but it's actually got key lime filling inside of it. Delicious. But all the desserts were very diverse. Like you've got your chocolate thing that Kathy liked. There was the terracotta. I don't know what it was, but it was good. It was all really good. But for me personally, I'll definitely recommend that Florida Reef with the key lime.
Pete, what was your favorite dessert on this table?
I'm gonna jump in. Oh, I can do now.
More than at any other point in this meal, that is the hardest question to answer. Because I think my least favorite was the cheesecake. It's good, but it's just very fluffy, and I like my cheesecake more dense. Outside of that, every single bite of food from dessert that I tried, was excellent. I mean, no detail. It's just like no detail was missed. Now, I said, I said before, this is an expensive restaurant. There's no two ways about it. But the quality is really there. You want a special place to have a really memorable meal. If they can keep this quality and consistency, this is the place to go. This is the place to go. Unbelievable. These desserts were amazing. And usually, you'll find that, you'll have the entrees will be good, but the desserts won't quite be up to par, or the entrees aren't that great, but the desserts are really good. Appetizers, main course, dessert. This guy just nailed it. He nailed everything. It was excellent. Excellent meal.